What's up YouTube, this is Episode Goblin here. Today I got a video for you guys looking at how the Nekroz deck did in its first weekend in the TCG, but before I get into that, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for your support on my videos and my subscribers. I've seen an incredibly large increase in recent times, the past couple weeks or so thank you guys so much for your support. It means a lot to me, and hope you enjoy this video and all the videos to come. So first thing I wanted to get into, for those of you that did not pay attention to the competitive circuit this weekend, we had YCS Tacoma. And out of the top 32 decks, as you can see here, we had 22 Nekroz out of the top 32 in their first day of being actually legal. That is just insane. I mean, I was expecting them to do very well at this tournament. 22 is beyond what even I would have thought of. I would have thought that people would have a little bit of time getting used to the deck and figuring out what the best combinations are before they actually got into doing really well. 22 was way more than I was expecting. If you asked me the day before Tacoma how many I thought would be topping, I would have said in the neighborhood of 10 to 15, like no more than that. But they had a really dominant performance, dominating even over the decks that have been the keystones of this past format and the one before it. So you can see that there's really just a huge impact the deck makes in the game, and for those of you that were saying the deck was hype, it is most certainly not all hype. It is very real. So looking at the top 32, you can see a lot of names that might seem familiar to you. There's a bunch of names that I recognize anyway, and almost all of them, I think with the exception of Rosti, were playing Nekroz. So the pro players are recognizing that the deck's very good, and I think that looking at their starting builds, that there's definitely some innovation going on that's very cool, but for the most part it's pretty standard builds, and they're doing what they need to be doing. So I want to talk about the things that may not downplay necessarily, but explain the Nekroz dominance. I think that a definite percentage of the people were not expecting Nekroz to be as prevalent in this tournament either. I looked at some of the other builds that did well or did decently, and a lot of them were underprepared for Nekroz, to say the least. This could be just because of that, and I'm certain it will change now that Nekroz are going to be the driving force behind our meta, but I can say that that is part of the reason that Nekroz did so well here. However, as more people be able to pick up the deck, and the price isn't going down for a couple months, guys, sorry, I'm really upset about that too, but as more people pick up the deck, because the people who couldn't get it the night before and couldn't drop all the money to do it the night before, I think we're going to see a higher percentage of people playing Nekroz, but maybe a decreased percentage actually doing the topping. So I wanted to talk about this article real quick. Konami posted on their blog. They had the beating Nekroz, where they talked about the cards that people were siding to actually play against the Nekroz matchup. It mentions a few. There's a couple I find interesting in here. So Artifact Lancia, it's pretty much expected. The OCG was playing this a lot. Stops the Exomere, stops the Jin, stops the Trishula, and it has its uses for sure, especially in the mirror match where you don't want to be playing Mistake or any other floodgates that will also lock you out. Saw people playing DD Warrior Lady, it looks like, and I didn't see any Bull Blader builds, but I did see the Warrior Lady one. I mean, you have Rhoda in there. It makes sense to get rid of the Jin lock if you really need to. Kaiku was one of the sleeper side deck cards that I was looking at. It's stopping the opponent from banishing, as well as if it hits for damage, you can banish their mirrors from the grave. That's really important, especially when your opponent's late in the game and they have no field and they're trying to make their ritual spells search for them out of the grave, but that's going to stop that. Book of Eclipse I was expecting, and Shared Ride I was expecting. Before we get into that, I'm not going to go much into that. You guys know why that works. This is the one I thought was really interesting. Mathematician into Glow Up Bulb into the Herald of the Arclight. That was just cool when I read that. Plus it sends Tackle Crusader, which is now to the Jin lock, plus you can send Shrit, the Jin. You can do all kinds of things with that. I thought that was a really cool combo. I haven't really looked into playing it myself yet, but I found that super interesting and very cool. So I have 3 decks to show you guys here, all posted by Alter Reality Games. This one was Joey Chow's top 16 deck that he went 8-2 with. It's a pretty standard Nekroz lineup here. You got the 3 Senju, the 3 Manju. He did play 3 Maxi, which is probably for the mirror match and Burning Abyss, which makes a lot of sense. I did see a couple other builds do that too. I'm not necessarily I totally agree with it because of Cleaforts, and you're not really going to ever do anything but 1-for-1 your Maxi there. And I feel like that's your hardest matchup, but he does have 7 cards in the side deck for Clees that are coming in, so it's fair enough. I guess he's trying to win game 2 and 3 if he can't get a hold of game 1, but simultaneously make his match better against the mirror in game 1 and Burning Abyss in game 1, which I can totally understand. I think it's very well reasoned. He did play the 1 Jin, played Archmage over Dance Princess, which I think is the better choice. People generally play 1 copy of one and 1 copy of the other, but no more than that. I think 1 Sorcerer is totally fine, as it's going to search you the Unicore, plus it's going to search you the Valkyris in the mirror match, which is super important. 2 Shrit's pretty standard. Nekroz's lineup, 3 Bionic, of course, 3 Unicore, 3 Valkyris, that's all standard. Some people play 2 Valkyris, I think 3 is probably better. 1 Trish is fine, 2 would be fine also. The 1 Gungnir, pretty much standard, the 1 Decisive Armor, and most people play 1 or 2 Clauselos. You can see he's not playing Rhoda, so he's playing the 2 Clauselos. And then he's got the 1 Book of Eclipse, which seems a little strange as a tech, but it probably something with his numbers. He didn't want to hit 44 because it would be the wrong number of normal summons, but yeah, I can see the Book of Eclipse. It's a good tech. And then the 1 Dark Hole. So he could have played 2 of either of those probably, but opted to play 1 of each, and it worked out pretty well, obviously. Plays 3 MST, 3 Preparation Raigeki, and the 6 mirrors are 2-2-2, which I think is the best lineup. A lot of people play 3 Kaleido with 1 Cycle and 2 Exo. I think 2 is all around is the best, gives you the best versatility of play and the highest consistency. Side deck, well, it's a lot of stuff we talked about already here, plus Flying Seas and Vanities, probably for the mirror. He only played 2 Herald of the Arclight, and the only other Kaleido mirror targets he had were Star Eater and I want to say that's TG Halberd Cannon. I don't remember what the name of the card is, but it's a level 12 synchro, and that's all it's used for. You'll see later another big guy use Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. It doesn't matter as long as it's level 12. The next build was Chansey Wigglestove. He went 8-2 also, and chose to not play Star Eater in his extra deck, as I'm looking at that now, but played the Water El Shaddai. Oh, he did play Star Eater. This is just weird place. That's strange. Played the El Shaddai Wendigo, which I find really interesting. Probably just for Kaleido Mirror for Bionic. I believe it's level 6. I'm not sure. I missed that the first time I looked through the deck. So trying to read this in the unsorted order it is. 3 Manju, 3 Senju, 3 Maxi, 2 Shrit, 1 Jin, and 1 DD Warrior Lady instead of the Archmage. Other than that, it's the same lineup as the last one we looked at. 3 Bionic, 3 Valkyris, 3 Unicore, 1 Trish, 1 Decisive Armor, 1 Gungnir, 2 Clauselos. That's the exact same ritual lineup, I think. Yeah, I think. Played the 2-2-2 Mirror, 1 Book of Eclipse, 1 Book of Moon Raigeki, 3 Preparation of Rites, 3 Rhoda, and 3 MST. So he chose to play 3 Rhoda over the 1 Dark Hole from the other build, and that's probably for consistency of getting out of the Gen Lock, since DD Warrior Lady is the 1 card out. And the weird thing about Nekroz is that as consistent as the deck is, it doesn't almost never plays 40 cards exactly. It's going to play more than that. I've seen up to 47, and it still works because the deck's just so damn consistent, at least in this format. The last build I want to show you is actually a build played by multiple people. It's Aaron Furman, Tamid Zaman, and Joey Chow. Played this almost exact same build. As I said, it was 2 or 3 card difference. It's pretty much the same build we just looked at. They just play 1 Clauselos. They did not play DD Warrior Lady, and they did not main deck the Maxis. However, they did play 2 Reinforcement of the Army, 2 Book of Eclipse. So everyone's playing their own specific outs for the Gen Lock, and I can see that there's a little bit of versatility in that. I'm not sure as of yet which one's the best. I was testing an Armageddon Knight engine that also ran Shadow Dragon to pop annoying backer like vanities, and Farfa, Mild Wrench of the Burning Abyss to banish Ginlock monsters. I think DD Warrior Lady is actually better than that now that I think about that, even though the Armageddon Knight can send the Gen Releaser. So I think that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the little overview and my comments on it. If you're picking up this deck, get your wallet out. It's going to be expensive. If you already have this deck, congratulations, you've earned a very hard to get deck. It's crazy for me seeing Brionic at the old tour guide price I saw before in the Draco sack. It's the last huge money card formats I've seen. Really, I can see this deck getting hit come April, so if you're looking to pick it up and play it in whatever tournament you want and dish it off. I'm serious. This deck's going to get hit in April. It's not going to be dead, but the prices will go down then and everyone can pick them up again. That's what I'm planning on doing. Instead of investing $750 on playing this in real life, I'm just going to keep playing on a DN for now and play Yosenju or something in real life. I'm not really sure. Anyway, I've rambled on a bit too much, but like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new to my channel, please take a look at it and subscribe to see more videos similar to this. And I think that's all, guys. Thanks for the support. You guys are the best. I'll talk to you later.